Hey everyone, I wanted to give you a little bit of context for this. So basically every Monday we're going to be introducing the technique based on a video that is going to be done most of the time by our technique interns. This week it is Kip Up technique, and both Victoria and Lily have made these awesome videos on technique for both a regular kip up and a head spring or a headstand kip up. We also have some linked resources for people who have already mastered those skills and want to move on to more advanced skills like a rubber band or a straight-legged kip up. And we are working toward, at the end of this week, the Zoom meeting on Thursday for the team, where both me and Lauren as technique officers and the technique interns for that week will give feedback in breakout rooms for Zoom. And we're also going to have a little action shot technique feature on the Instagram that Aaliyah is going to create. So work toward getting a good clip and your technique perfected on your tricks for that.
Okay, the first thing you should do before attempting to throw your kip up is that you definitely need to stretch them up a little bit, because if your muscles aren't really loose enough, you could really injure yourself, or it's just going to be super uncomfortable the whole time trying to learn it. So I recommend rolling out your ankles, your wrists, your neck, definitely to prevent whiplash. And also just stretch out your back by doing bridges up against the wall or on the ground, or just anything you feel like you need to do to warm up. Okay, so I'm going to share my number one tip for getting your regular kip up or perfecting it. It's definitely placement of your back and your butt. I know, which sounds kind of weird, but trust me, a lot of people, if they don't have their kip up, their biggest problem is that they roll back. They roll back only onto just their back, so it's flat, and you're supposed to kind of lift up your butt, and so your legs are kind of, either your legs are straightened and they're behind your head, if you're trying to land up onto your legs, or they're I don't know how to describe it, but they're just kind of crunched up and they're touching your chest, which will help you land either a squatting kip up or you're landing on your butt. So by doing that, you need to lean back and lift your butt off the ground so you can get that momentum to rock back and kip up forward. So instead of doing this and prepping in your kip up, make sure you lean all the way back so you can have enough momentum to shoot yourself forward. Because if you just try to do it by laying flat on your back, you're either going to injure yourself, not get enough momentum, and just be stuck the way you are doing it for a while, or I don't know, but definitely use my tip and it will help you. Okay, the second tip I have for you to practice is practice throwing your legs up into a head bridge and then a regular bridge from your starting position in your kip up, because that will kind of teach you the correct momentum to land it properly without injuring yourself, of course, and also just so it looks really smooth when doing it. This is a head bridge out of the momentum of beginning kip up. And then a regular bridge would look like this. Okay, so the next thing you should work on after you've worked on your back position, and then practice going into head bridges or bridges, you should work on the full motion of it, which includes using your hands as support and to push off, using your head direction, which will carry you into landing properly, and also work on just throwing yourself, which is your upper half mostly, which just will carry you upward so you land properly. Also, my kip ups are not perfect either. I'm also still working on them. These are just my tips to help me. I also kind of have a sprained ankle, so they look kind of messy.
Hey guys, so I'm just going to be giving you guys some tips on how to do your head springs, because I know they're really hard, and I know there are some people that can't do them that are on the team. So first things first, if you can't do your head spring, which I know I can't 100% all the time, even if you can't do a headstand completely yet or anything like that, to get your head spring, you want to start working up to this little bug position, like this, and you just want to work on holding that for a little bit, and just stay there, because that engages your core and teaches you how to balance on your head a little bit better, and it can also teach you where to put your hands, which is what I'm going to get into next. But I just know that's how you start to get to progress into your head spring, and that's just an easy way to do it. And that doesn't take up a lot of space like a head spring does. Like, luckily for me, I'm in my garage, where we have a lot of room, but I know some people's houses don't have a lot of room, so that doesn't take up a lot of space either. But if you can do that, then the next thing you want to do, that's the big thing, is you want to make sure your hands are placed right. So like, I know at practice, I see some people with their hands right next to their head, with some people's hands like in front of their face, like way in front of their face. That's not what you want to do either. You want to make a triangle between your head and your hands. And so you're going to put your hands down when you're about to go into it, and you want to put your head in front of your hands, and you want to make a triangle so they're not completely by your head and they're not completely in front of your face, because that's what's going to be the most stable for you as you're going to spring over. So yeah, there's that. And you also want to apply that to doing the bug and to the next thing I'm going to get into, which is like holding an L position, which is basically like this. So you're going to get up into the bug, and then you want to stick your legs out. And I can't tell if my back is straight. It might not be, but you want to make sure your back is straight. And that's basically the prep for your head spring. Like, if you think when we go into our head springs, we all go like this and we pike. And you want to make sure your feet are flexed as well, that your hands are in that triangle and your legs are together, and that they're as straight as you can get them. Because that's what's going to give you the best, I guess, spring momentum prep for your head spring. And I would show you a head spring, but I did tweak my back when I was helping my dad with some stuff the other day at the house, so it does hurt a little bit. And I can't land them 100% of the time, so I don't know. I might not be the best example. But the next thing you want to do is, some people, they stop when they're back straight in that L when they're trying to spring over. Like, they're going into it like this, and then they go to spring up, and their back stays completely straight, and they try to flip over from here, and that's not what you want to do. That's not, like, you can't flip straight. Like, if you're standing straight, you're not going to flip. So you want to, if you're back straight, you want to get it to lean a little bit further, and you really want to push with your arms as you're going over, because that's what I know I need to work on for my head springs, because I can't land them, and that's why, 100% of the time. So, because I'm not a tiny person, I gotta push with my arms, okay? So that's the main thing you want to do, and you just really want to push, and if you apply those, you should be able to get closer to your head spring, and they should help you get your head spring if you don't already. Yeah, I miss you guys, love you all. I hope this helps.